Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my yoga time. Today I have a short stretch and strengthen class for you, and this practice will very quickly generate a lot of heat in the body. So it's excellent to do if you're short on time but you want to feel like you've achieved something. So I've got one block for this class. If you don't have a block, you can improvise with a thick book or rolled up towel. We are going to start standing for this class, and the first flow that we move through is actually one of Paul Grilly's flows, Warrior Advances, Warrior Retreats, though we're going to build a few extra poses into that flow. When you're ready, come to stand at the top of your mat, having those feet hip width apart. So as always in my classes, I encourage you to gently place the very tip of your tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Keep a little bit of space between the top and bottom teeth. We want the jaw to remain relaxed, but we will start to tone very gently through the back of the throat for Ujjayi breath. So we're starting to create a little constriction through the very back of the throat, and you should feel the breath roll over the back of the throat as you breathe. So when you're ready, tongue in position. On the inhalation, let's bring the arms up to shoulder height, transition the weight into the right leg, lift the left knee. From here, you'll step back into a lunge. We're going to pivot the feet to face the back of the mat, right arm forward, left arm back, so it's opposite arm over leg. And then pivoting again, facing the front of the mat. One more lunge. From here, sweep the hands down low towards the right foot, bend the right knee. Left leg is straight, though do be sure to engage the quad and draw up that kneecap. When you're here, make a circle with the arms, move through the hips. We're going to bring the legs into the same position, just with the arms up high. From here, we're going to come into our side angle pose. So left elbow down to the left knee, right arm overhead. And you can either look back towards the armpit or down towards the big toe. And reaching from the outside blade of the right foot all the way through to those fingertips. And then on your next inhalation, lifting left arm up and the right heel. Come into a high lunge, squaring those hips and shoulders. And then we'll lower the hands to the heart. Leaning forward as you prepare for your warrior three. Right toes pointing down to the mat, dorsal flexing the foot. With control, lift the torso, bring the right knee up nice and high. And then either moving into your chair pose, both feet on the floor, or one-legged chair if you can. So the more you can bend your left knee and sit down a little deeper, the more you'll feel that in the outer hip. But if you've got both feet on the floor for your chair pose, do try to squeeze those heels in towards one another. And let's lift up. Coming into Tadasana, your mountain pose, feet are hip width apart. Here I want you to feel like you're pressing the feet away from one another. Tailbone points down. Crown of the head is nice and tall. Let's inhale and pause. Then exhale very slowly. Getting ready to flow. Inhale, lift the arms and the right knee. Step back and lunge. Pivoting the feet. So you might find as you start to warm that you can lunge a little deeper, or reach a little further. Hands down low towards the left foot, straighten the right leg. Make your circle with your arms. And then transitioning into your side angle pose, right elbow to knee, left arm overhead. High lunge. Warrior three. Lifting up, either taking your chair pose, Utkatasana, or your one-legged chair, or standing pigeon. And let's release. Take one breath here, remember to pause before you exhale. Inhale, left knee up. Step back, pivoting on the feet. Last lunge. Hands down low towards the right foot, straightening left leg. Find your circle with your arms. And transition into your side angle pose. High lunge. Warrior 3. Chair or one-legged chair. And let's release. One breath here. Should be feeling a little heat building in the body. Our right knee lifts. Step back. Let's pivot. Hands down low towards the left foot. Make your circle with the arms. And move into your side angle pose. High lunge. Warrior 3. Coming upright. One-legged chair. And release. Well done, yogis. Let's inhale. Swan dive. Half lift. Forward fold. Step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale. Press your chest towards your thighs. Then as you exhale, lower those knees to the mat. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale to round and keep that rounded spine as you lift hips up and back. Return to your downward facing dog. We'll do 3 rounds. Inhale here. Slowly exhale, knees to the mat. Back bend. Rounding as you exhale. Exhale, knees to the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Holding this downward facing dog for 1 more breath. Then coming forward into a plank, but lower straight down onto those forearms. So you're in a forearm plank. Option 1, if you need to lighten the pose, you can lower 1 knee down or find your Sphinx pose. Option 2, holding your forearm plank, or for a little more spice, roll your left hip down towards the mat and then back to center. Right hip down, back to center. Keep alternating. So we start to work through those obliques. Come back to center and hold it there, and then step the feet in for dolphin pose. Press your armpits toward your thighs. Step the feet back. Let's return to our forearm plank. Lower the hips down, Sphinx pose. We'll take a little neck stretch here. Drop the left ear towards the shoulder. And then back to center, right side. And let's lower down. Take those hands wider than the mat and hands a little further in front of the shoulders. Lift your palms so you're right up on the tips of those fingers and take the feet as wide as the mat. Tailbone will point down. Moving with the breath here as you inhale, lifting up, and exhale to lower down. So it's as though you're making a circular motion through the shoulders. Staying down this last time now, bring the hands next to the body, legs a little closer, and we'll cross the right leg over the left leg. Squeeze those thighs together. Again, tailbone down, and as you inhale, lift the chest and the legs. Keep squeezing those thighs together. Check the position of your tongue and the softness in your jaw. Your next exhalation, lower down, uncross the legs, turn the head to one side and take rest. And let's come back to center, changing sides now, crossing the legs the other way. Preparing, tailbone down, lower belly firms, press the thighs together and float the legs and the chest up. So a great posture to strengthen the muscles along the spine. Also stimulates our digestion, stoking our Agni flame. And lower down, turn your head the opposite side to last time. And from here, let's push ourselves up to seated. So this next posture, if you're quite tight through the hips, you might like to elevate the hips, sit yourself up on your block or your book or your pillow. So option one, we will cross the left leg in front of the right and try and position the feet underneath the knees. So again, if these knees are up nice and high, then you need to sit those hips up a little higher. Option two, if your knees and hips permit, we'll take cow face legs, left knee on top of the right. So you're stacking those knees together. So no matter which position the legs are in, a little flexion through the feet, pull the toes back towards the knees and press the outside blades of the feet down into the mat. Either staying upright or if you've got that range of motion to fall forward, do so. We're only coming down for a few breaths, allowing the back to round. Breathing into the back side of the body. And let's come all the way up. Moving into a side bend now, left hand down to the mat, cactus arm through that right arm and lean over to your left. We're going to come in and out 3 times. So each time you come down, press the left palm down into the mat and try and slide that hand away. 3rd time staying down now. Breathing into the side body. And coming up just a little, crossing that right hand over the body so you're coming into a seated twist. So a little bit of a different transition here. So whether your legs are crossed or you're in cow face like myself, we'll still come down the same way. If you're in cow face, just move that left knee back a little. What we want to do is straighten the right leg underneath you and keep this left knee bent. So you've come down onto your left forearm. Have that forearm parallel to the short side of the mat. From here, it's a modified forearm plank, so it'll feel a little easier having this left knee on the mat, but we're still going to work quite deeply into those oblique muscles. When you're ready, lift up the hips and your right arm. As you exhale, thread the right arm underneath the body, so you're threading the needle, and then inhale to come back up. Next time we're going to hold it there, just hovering. And bring that left hip down. Straightening both legs now, taking a side sphinx. You might choose to stay on that forearm. Feet are stacked on top of one another. A little deeper if you straighten the left arm. And let's look over towards that right heel. And we'll come up to seated from here, taking that same flow on the other side. So option 1, right leg crossing in front of the left, feet and knees are stacked, they're in line. Option 2, right knee on top of the left knee. When you're ready, find that little flexion in the feet and either stay upright. If you're here, be sure to breathe into the lower back, otherwise folding forward, allowing the back to round. And let's come up. Moving into your side bend now, cactus arm through the left arm, leaning over to the right, and then back to center. Staying down this time. Breathing into the side body and the lower back. It's a great posture to relieve tension around the hips, the low back, the sacrum. And then lower left hand down to the mat, so you're in that seated twist. If you can, we're going to straighten that left leg, keep your right knee bent, lower down to the right forearm. When you're ready, lift up those hips, and as you begin to exhale, thread the needle. Inhale to open up. And we'll hover and hold our twist this time. And lower those hips down. Let's straighten the legs for your side sphinx. Coming into the variation that feels best for your body. And from here we'll come down onto your back. Preparing for your bridge pose, bending those knees, having the feet fairly close to the bottom, feet are hip width apart. We'll start with our palms facing the ceiling. You might like to take chin mudra, connecting index finger and thumbs. Let's press into the feet. Inhale to lift up. So gently pressing down through the back of the head, shoulders, the feet. Keep trying to hug those thighs in towards one another. You might choose to stay exactly as you are, or interlace those fingers and tuck your shoulders under just a little further. Breathing into the front side of the body. And let's release, pick up the heels, release the hands, slowly come down, one vertebrae at a time. When you touch down to the mat, take the hands to the knees. Exhale to bend the elbows, inhale to straighten the arms. Take longer if you need to with that counter stretch. Otherwise, we're going to cross the right leg over the left leg. Press the thighs firmly together. Imprint your lower back into the mat and then lift the upper body. Reach those fingers towards the back of your mat. Keep squeezing thighs together. And let's release. Move the hips just a little to the left. We're going to twist, taking a hold of your block or your book to support the legs. Knees over to your left. If this right shoulder is not happy, bring the arm down next to the spine. And if the neck permits, lift the head. Move the back of the head to the left and then turn to the right. Option 1, stay as you are. Option 2, if you'd like a quad stretch to bring a little back bend into your twist, keep your right knee resting on the block, just straighten your left leg underneath you. Move the left leg back and then take a hold of that foot with your right hand. If there's any discomfort in your back or you're straining, then come back to option 1. Your breath will tell you where you need to be. Take one last inhalation here. And then as you exhale, release the foot, return to your back. Centering the hips and then crossing the left leg over the right, picking the feet up off the mat and the upper body, squeezing thighs together. Let's lower down and twist. Hips go left just a touch. Knees come down to the right. And try to soften the outer hips, the buttocks. See if you can allow the body to give in to gravity. And gently deepen your breath to deepen the twist. Either staying as you are or coming into that quad stretch. Left knee stays resting on the block. Right leg moves back, reaching for the foot. Inhale. And as you exhale, release the foot if you have it. Let's return to our back. Coming into Shavasana for just a minute or two. Tucking the shoulders under. Letting the feet fall out to the side. Option to take Chin Mudra once again. As you close the eyes down, soften the forehead. Let the eyes roll back. Tongue and jaw relax. And taking this moment to just be. Allowing all the positive effects of your practice to assimilate in the body and mind. Begin to inhale a little deeper, feeling the breath touch the nostrils. Swallowing if the mouth is dry. wiggling toes and fingers, or following any urges to move or stretch. When you're ready, roll to your preferred side and coming up to seated. Well, thanks for practicing with me today, yogis. I hope that you enjoyed the class. If so, please do like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And not just my yoga channel, but any teacher that you watch on a regular basis. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day.